Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad you are here with me today. Now, if you're here because something in your life just feels slightly off, you catch yourself looking out the window at work and thinking, there just has to be more to life than this. Well, I get it. I really do, because that was me. And that's what I'm here today to share with you. A different way to do life and to do income without being chained to your desk. So let's jump straight in. Here's a little of my story. My life in pictures. So I went from a desk job and a physical job as well. And on the surface, everything looked, well, right. I had the house and the pool. I had the amazing income coming in. I was earning more than I ever imagined I ever could in a job. I'd had the promotions, I'd had the pay rises. And yet I still was sat there just daydreaming about my life and what it could be like. I'd find myself, and this was during COVID times when we worked from home. I would literally be inside my own home knowing my garden was right outside that door and knew that's where I wanted to be. I just knew I didn't want to be at a job anymore. I was crying, waking up from a sleepless night, and honestly, I remember it like it was yesterday. That sinking feeling, knowing that the alarm clock was going to go off any minute now, and how tired and drained I felt from just such a restless night. And that was like the line in the sand moment for me, where I thought to myself, there has to be more to this life than this. And honestly, I went looking. And that's where I decided I would try all sorts of things. I actually did my cert in personal training, and I could see what kind of hustle culture that would be. I thought, no, that's not for me. Then I did my Cert 3 in horticulture because I knew I wanted to be out in the garden. I knew I wanted to be outside. There was a shift with this. That was a turning point for me, where I knew that not being inside at a desk is what I really, really desired. And the horticulture worked. It worked for a year. I was outside. I was doing what I loved. But at the end of the day, I was still working. I was still a number in a company. I was working for a city council. And I come home worn out, physically worn out, not just mentally now, physically. And so I caught myself thinking again, this is not what I signed up for. Like, what I really want is location freedom, where I can work from anywhere. And in the time of studying my horticulture, I had come across a online business. And I knew straight away that this was the thing that could turn my life around. And while I was at that horticulture, that job in horticulture at the city council, I was determined that I was going to set myself up in that year, do this on the side, and then make the changes that I desired in my life, like the freedom. And that's when it happened. I brought a caravan because where I was living, there was a lack of accommodation. And I was sharing with my sister. She had 2 boys and a daughter. And we were squished into this little house. So I bought a caravan and I parked it out in the driveway. And that was my little home on wheels. And that was what it was meant to be. Just a little home there that I had my own space, my own bedroom, and the house was for my sister, and we would just eat together and all the things. Well, what happened was I got the itchy feet. I had this caravan now, and all I wanted to do was pack it up and go. And it would have been 3 months in that's what happened. I sold everything and I just hit the road to change my life forever. And I had this income that I'm about to show you as a model that supported my travel. So let's jump in. Why are so many women reassessing everything? You know, they're doing the right thing. Life hasn't delivered as they expected. You know, they're being busy, financially secure without time. It still feels very expensive. And there has to be another way, right, to earn a living. Choosing yourself isn't indulgent, you know, it's essential. What does this mean, choosing yourself? I've always been the sort of person that put everyone else first. And I realized that this was the gap for me. And that in the end, choosing myself was how everything shifted. It's the bridge between where you are and that life that you truly want and desire. And it's not selfish, by the way. It's actually really good that you come from a place of a cup that's full and overflowing. Everyone benefits around you. So you might be thinking, well, is this for me? Well, if your life looks fine but feels tight on the inside, and you're like me, daydreaming off about a life that could be, you want more say over your time and money, and you're ready to lead what comes next, then this is definitely for you. Now, this might not be for you. You want change without actually changing, because let's face it, just doing the same thing over and over, it doesn't actually end up with change. You need certainty before you explore something. Again, probably not for you. Or you're happy staying exactly where you are, in that job, at your desk, working for the man, not enjoying your life. Then this is probably where we say goodbye. But you know what? If you have even an inkling and you're thinking, oh, maybe this could be for me, then you're in the right place. Now, just a quick disclaimer. We have to go through this before we dive in. It simply says that nothing today is medical or financial advice, and that results always depend on the person. This is about sharing information so you can make your own informed decision for you. Now, let's look at the system that makes this possible, the structure that supports real health, real income, and true freedom. What changed my life? And it wasn't motivation, I can tell you. It was courage, it was structure, and once I chose myself, I needed a way for my life and income to actually support those choices that I wanted to make. And that's what I'm going to show you now. Every structure needs something solid underneath it. For me, it mattered that what I was aligned with was real, tangible, and something I actually used in my life. Now, these aren't trendy products. They're everyday, long-term solutions people already value, which is important because sustainable income only comes from things that generally stay relevant. This is our K8 water device. It's the water device I never knew I needed until I actually had it. I didn't even realize how dehydrated I was in life. This little thing just turned my life around. All of a sudden, I was enjoying drinking water. I'd always hated the taste of it and had to put a little bit of cordial in my water. And what happened then? I started to put on the weight. So it was easier for me just to not drink it. You can imagine how that was going. Constipation was a huge thing for me. This, honestly, it is. It's everyone needs one of these in their homes. And then there's our beautiful little Anespa spa shower water. With the Anespa, This transforms our tap water into beautiful mineralized water that's like it comes from a Japanese hot spring, because inside are little balls of stone that the water goes over, mineral stones that and remineralizes the water and comes out. It removes the chlorine from your water. How many get into a shower and you can smell that chlorine smell as it comes out? You feel like you're at the pool, right? Terrible for your skin. This one saved my dryness of my skin, and I'm living remote at the moment and traveling in my van, and it just transforms any kind of water, to be honest. Now there's the experience of our beautiful turmeric product, which we call Ukon. Ukon offers high-grade organic turmeric supplements, and of course we all know that they are an anti-inflammatory and a superfood. And the best part is this company does it in capsules, like for as a supplement. It also does it in a lovely tea, which I have every single morning. And I mix it with my other teas. It can be mixed quite easily. And it's nice on its own. Honestly, it's refreshing in the summertime. And it also comes in soap. The most amazing turmeric and honey and vitamin E with a little bit of tea tree oil. It is amazing, the soap. Everybody needs to have it. Doesn't leave any scum on the glass either.
So here we are.
So, and then there's this little product,
a radiation detector,
I believe
to
the
see
video
what
plays first.
frequencies are being emitted from devices all around our home. So we'll turn it on and go first to our laptop. And any reading over 200 is way above the legal limits of electromagnetic radiation exposure. We're going to go over to trusty old iPhone there. Oh, isn't that funny? And then these are Nate's Bluetooth work headphones. And now we're going to plug in our trusty M-Guard and see what happens.
No.
Ta-da. Nothing. No radiation or electromagnetic noise. Let's take it out again. And you can see it's got the light there, so it's plugged in. And then we take it out. Yeah. Right, plug that bad boy back in. It's so good. So here we are, testing out a radiation detector to see what frequencies are being emitted from devices all around
this
our
product
home.
speaks
So
for itself.
We'll turn it on and
we know
first
that
to our laptop.
EMFs are
And
destroying
any
our
reading
magnetic.
over 200
We are magnetic beings,
is
like, you know,
way
that
above the
electromagnetic
limits of
field inside of us, and these things are
electromagnetic
just
radiation exposure.
destroying that. So
gonna go
it is.
over
I
to
have one in my home.
trusty
I
old
take it
iPhone
from my
there.
down one end up to my bedroom every single night, and I can safely have my phone beside my bed without it interrupting my sleep
These
whatsoever.
are
Great little product. Now there's the Kangen Air. It comes in a little box of 4, so you get 4, and you can have them throughout your home. Imagine even taking one of these on the airplane for if you're going over to visit your family or overseas on a trip. You know, the first thing that happens when you're on an airplane, you get off the other end and you automatically get something, you catch something from someone. This literally will recycle the air where you are sitting at your seat. I haven't actually got these yet, but that is why I plan on getting them. My friend Carla, she had them in her caravan. Of course, caravan type living, small areas, dogs, kids, all the things. Imagine the smell. She said it cleared it all up. Amazing little product. So who is investing in these products? Well, it's everybody just like you and just like me. Everyday people in everyday life. loving the benefits of these products, whether they go into business for themselves or literally just have the products in their life. Either way, there is nothing to lose in having these in our homes. So why time always feels so short for us? Most people are taught to trade time for money, no matter how capable you are. That structure always has like a ceiling. You want to be, love this diagram from Robert Kiyosaki, where on the left side of the diagram, you have no time because time equals dollars and no leverage, and your business owns you. Like it would have happened if I was in a PT business. I would have had to have done the work to see the results. Whereas you want to move on to the right side of this business model where you own a system and people work for you, which I'm going to show you more of this business model in just a moment. So why this model creates real freedom? I believe women deserve to build a life that feels as good on the inside as it looks on the outside, rich in time, energy, and choice. And when the ticket is high value, one decision can be paid properly to the people in the business. And that's what makes time and freedom possible. So this is how the system works, the structure behind the freedom. The 8-point commission, how one sale can keep paying. This is what makes the difference. You're not starting from scratch every month. You're not chasing qualifications, and you're not stocking products in your spare room. You build something once and can keep paying you over and over again. An example of how one network of sales adds up. So here you will see, I don't want to bombard you with this. I just want you to see that Shelley here, you get $400 back from one K8. However, we like to sell quads in this business, and a quad is already up there at $910. So, and what happens, say you bought your two, you end up with Jess in your 2A lane, you double, the commissions double after just 2 sales. And then you're like getting $800. And if Jess brings in another 8 people, 6 to 8 people through her business, you didn't even have to make the sales. You get $800 for every single one that Jess brings in. And Bob is now in your 3A lane. He brings in a sale, and you'll start to get $1,200 from his team. So you can see how this works as a leveraged business where you don't have to do all of the work. And then there's this career path that you literally have a long-term vision here within the company, Anaji. It's what becomes possible when a group of people keeps selling products regularly. You can get to a position, this 6A2-3, where you've received 5,000 monthly US for life. And it's willable to your children 3 generations down. So I can pass it on to my girls, and my son, I should say, he can pass it on to his kids, and it stays in the family for 3 generations. I don't know any other business that this happens. So this is the long-term career move that the top leaders are aiming for right from the get-go. Anyone can make it. So how we share this offer. You share the products with others. They watch a short video, and if it feels aligned, they then choose to become a customer, or a customer who also becomes a distributor. You post your life story, your health, your journey, whatever feels aligned for you. It's what you call a personal brand. And you literally just make your niche is you. So everybody's different. Not two people are the same. Or you can share them offline, in person. You can have an extra K8 like I do, and loan it out to people. They absolutely love it in their homes, and it always usually um, results in a sale of one. So there's that, or you can have in-person parties or just in-person conversations, all of the things. A bit like Tupperware back in the day, or your Thermomix. But you could do little parties of water. It's everybody's individual taste, saying it does not just have to be done online. Community and growth. You don't have to become someone else to belong here. You just have to be open to becoming more of yourself. Because let's face it, us women are always hiding ourselves underneath a layer of something. We're a bit like onions, peel off the layers. And that's what I love about having your own business. Those layers just start to shed away. So the people who shape this community, when I talk about community, I'm not talking about hype. I'm talking about real everyday people, people who care about your health, and they care about their future and the kind of life that they're building. Some are coaches, some are practitioners, some are parents, some are just humans who realized they didn't want to live on autopilot anymore and get sick of looking out the window and thinking, I just don't want to be here anymore. They're not here to impress anyone. They're here because they're choosing more. This isn't a crowd of people trying to impress each other. It's a room full of people who just stopped settling. And that's who you're surrounded with when you step into this. Your environment really does shape your reality. Everything you've seen today, the income, the systems, the flexibility, the community, none of it exists on its own. It all works because it lives inside of an environment that supports it. And this is the part most people miss. Don't change your life by trying harder. You change it by stepping into a new one, a room where people build income differently, where health, freedom, and growth are normal, where it's safe to want more. So the real question isn't, do I like this? It's, am I ready to put myself into the room where this becomes possible? Because that's what the next step really does. It doesn't lock you into anything. It simply places you in a different environment. And from there, everything starts to move. This is where it becomes personal. By now, you probably know whether something in this has landed for you. Not in a logical way, but in that quiet kind of, this is speaking to me kind of way, This isn't about being talked into anything. It's about giving you a simple doorway if you want to explore what this could look like for your life. And if you're curious, the first step is just to start a conversation with me. Whatever you choose, I trust you keep choosing yourself, okay? And below this video, there is a button to book a call with me. So I urge you to hit that link, book a call, and let's just dive in. Any questions you have, any of that, we'll go through it. And like I said, it's just a conversation to see if it's a fit for you. It's not a fit for everybody. It may not be for you, but you won't know unless you actually have a look and see what it's all about. Your next chapter begins with a choice. Thank you for being here and for giving yourself this space today. I know it takes something to pause and to consider a different way of living your life. Whatever you decide next, I hope this is a reminder that there is more out there than you know is possible. And, you don't have to settle for what you've got. And if this feels like the moment to take a step in, I'm here. And I would just like to say thank you for sharing your time with me today.